Okay, we're good. So let me come back here. So you can see the Google Trends here. This slide is about OpenERP business model. So we have different parts in our business model. We have, first of all, the customers. Then we have the partners. So the partners are usually IT companies that will have implementation projects with OpenERP. And they will be in charge of contributing to the software by developing new modules. They will also be in charge of consultancy to their customers, integrations, first level support for their customers, and the custom development. And then we have the editor, being OpenERP. So we are in charge of the research and development for the product, the second level support, bug fixes, and guarantee. So we offer a contract called the enterprise contract that will cover all bug fixing and also migration from one version to another. We're also in charge of quality control, of course, and we're in charge of the trainings. Now let's have a quick look at the history of the company. It was founded in 2002 by Fabien Pincart, who is still the CEO of the company. In 2007, we launched the Indian branch of OpenERP. In 2010, we raised external funds from venture capitalists. We changed the name from TinyERP to OpenERP, and we also launched the US office. So our US office here is in Redwood City, California. And then in 2013, we've launched the version 7, so that's the version I will be using for this demo. Our worldwide staff is 190 employees, and we have offices in Belgium, Luxembourg, the US, and India. So what's our job? The first part is the product roadmap and the long-term vision and strategy for the product. Then we also provide services to partners, services to users, and support and maintenance through the enterprise contract. What's the job of the partners? First of all, we have more than 500 partners in more than 100 countries. If you want to have a look at the distribution of our partners, we have a world map with the location of our partners. You can find it in this site. And what's the role of the partners? They will first deliver customer services like analysis, implementation of projects, etc. They will relay the enterprise contract to customers, so for bug fixing and upgrades or version. And finally, they will also develop new modules or new features for their customers. The third part of the business model are the users. So they can be either small, medium, or large companies. You can see a snapshot of some final customers we have with OpenERP. So you can see that we have rather big companies, but also very small companies. We have a lot of family businesses, for example. Their role is to provide feedback to their partners and to OpenERP. Their role is to use, of course, and benefit from the OpenERP enterprise contract. And finally, also finance the ecosystem by requesting new developments to the partners. And last but not least, we also have a fourth part in the business model. It's the community. So we have 5,000 active community contributors on Launchpad. So Launchpad is our community platform. And we have 6,300 development branches on Launchpad too. The role of the community is to translate the software, also to take part in the localization project of the software, they're also in charge of providing feedback to OpenERP. So we get a lot of feedback from the community, and a lot of other things, like, for example, contributing on help.com. So help.openerp.com, which is our new website for the forums, where you can find questions and answers on OpenERP, etc. So a few words about the product now. It is full-featured. It means that the product, the software, has a huge functional coverage. It is modular. It's a suite of business applications that you can use independently, but it is also integrated. So you can either use the applications independently, but you can also use them together. For example, you can use sales and accounting at the same time, or project and manufacturing, etc., etc. It is also flexible, so you have a very large flexibility when it comes to configuring the software. It is customizable, so you can have new modules that you can add on the existing modules. It is open, so there is no lock-in, and you can deploy it anywhere. It is intuitive, especially with the version 7, where we have worked a lot on the usability and the user friendliness of the user interface. It is fast growing, so we have about 50 new modules every month that you can find again on apps.openerp.com, and it is cost effective. So you will only pay for service, you will not pay for any license with OpenERP. So the two websites that you can see here will certainly be useful for you. The first one is where you can find all the documentation about OpenERP, and the second one is where you can find all the apps, so all the modules that you can plug in OpenERP. So, okay, question from Nicholas here. Can you define first level support and second level support? Yeah, so first level support is the support that will be provided by the partner, and it's either a support on the custom modules developed by the partner, or it's a support on sort of say basic questions and functionalities in OpenERP, how it works, etc., etc. Second level support is more about more complex things, and when you see something that you think is a bug or you're not sure it's a bug or not, then you can relay that to OpenERP, and then we can investigate further. All right. Sure, no problem. Then let's go ahead and start the demo. So I will now connect to a database in OpenERP. So let me share this screen with you. So I'm working here with the SaaS version of OpenERP. So that's the online version of OpenERP. So basically, you can use OpenERP either online or locally. And it needs to be very clear to you that it will be the same version of OpenERP. So we don't have different versions of OpenERP. The same if you have the enterprise contract or not, you will anyway work with the same version. So we don't have a free version and a pay version. You will always be working with the same OpenERP. Here for this example, I will be using OpenERP Online. So we have an online version, and then we have a local version. So you can either register online, or you can also download OpenERP and work locally. So in this case, I'm on the SaaS, as I mentioned, and so far I've only installed one module. It's the social network module. So my database here is really basic. I don't have much for now, and I will install the modules with you so you can see how it works. So the first the first thing here is the black header. You can see here you have a few buttons. What you have on the left is the list of applications that you have installed in OpenERP. So as I mentioned, it's really basic now. I only have messaging and settings. On the right part, I have. Sorry, what was the other question? No, okay.
No, sorry, no, Kiel, come on, go on.
Okay, alright. So on the right part here, you have a few features, like for example, you can send a mail from OpenERP. I also have a notification here that I have a time zone mismatch because I'm in California and the time zone of the SAS server is probably different. Then I have the preferences of my user here. So I'm using the Alex user. You can choose the language. So as I said, the software is translated in more than 20 languages. So you can choose here by default I'm in English, but you can also load another language and then switch from one language to another for the same user. So the same user can use OpenERP in different languages. You can also choose time zone. You can choose the email preferences, the signature for the email. If you click on About OpenERP, let me scroll to the right. About OpenERP, you can see what version you're in. You also have links to our website, to the license terms of GNU, and our general website here. You can also activate the developer mode. That's something I will show to you later. And that will give you access to more technical things in OpenERP. Then you can also click on Help and Logout. So Help will actually lead you to help.openerp.com, where you can see a list of questions and answers. So it's a new forum of OpenERP. Okay. So now if I look at the main page here, I'm in the messaging application, as you can see. And I have on the left side my menu items. So I have two sections in this application. For now I have messaging and my groups, and then I have a few menu items for each section. First of all, I have my inbox, where I will be able to see all the messages that I have received in OpenERP. So you can ask to get notified on different records of OpenERP. For example, if you are responsible for a sales order, you want to make sure that you receive notification when someone posts a message on the sales order, or when the customer replies to an email you've sent, or when the status of the sales order is changed. So you will get notified for anything you want on this record, and this will appear on your inbox. You will also be able to filter here on the messages that were only sent to you. Of course, I have nothing now. It's a brand new database. Then you also have a to-do, so you can mark messages as to-do, and then they will appear in your to-do list. And then you have archives. So you can also archive your messages. Then you can also join some groups. So you can create and join discussion groups in OpenERP. For example, here we have a group named Whole Company. So that will be the corporate-wise communication. Company news, company jobs, and then you can also create a group or join one here. So you can see that you already follow all the groups that exist for now, so you can create a new one, for example. Describe what is discussed in this group. You can select the privacy of the group. If it's only for a selected group, then you will be able to choose a user group here, or if it's public, if everyone can participate in the group, including external users like customers, vendors, etc., or if it's private. If it's private, only the followers that have been invited by someone from OpenERP will be able to follow the discussion in the group. But even in this case, you can also invite people from outside your company, for example, customers or vendors. And then you can send message to the group here, right? And send. And this will be posted here, and it will also appear in the inbox of all the members of this group. And then, of course, we also have an integration with external emails. So if you want to get the email in your own mailbox, if you're using anything, Outlook, Gmail, Thunderbird, you can also integrate that with OpenERP. Okay. So now let me go to settings. In settings, you will be able to see all the modules that you have. You will also have general settings when you will be able to configure OpenERP. You have a list of companies if you're working with different companies, so it's of course also possible to work with a multi-company setup in OpenERP. Then you have the list of users, and you can also load the translation. So to get back to the language I mentioned before, you can see here a list of languages we have in OpenERP. So as you can see, we have quite a few. It's actually more than 20. And for example, if I want to use OpenERP in Spanish, I can choose among quite a few different translations. So you can see here we have different translations for different countries. And let's choose the first one here. I believe it's Argentina. I can load it. Close, and then I can go to my preferences, and now I can switch to Spanish. Save this. And just in a few seconds, I'm able to use OpenERP in Spanish. So you can do that with all the languages you've seen in the list. Okay? So let me switch back to English. And if I go to the modules, sorry. So if I go to the modules, I can see here the list of modules available, and you can see that social network, for example, is already installed. So you can see here all the apps. So the apps are the basic modules of OpenERP. I can switch from the Kanban view to the list view and the form view. So by default here, you can see the modules in the Kanban view, so with icons. I can also switch very easy from here to the list view, where you can see the details of the modules in a list. And then I can also switch to the form view, where you will have the details about each and every module. So the form view is really the specific view for each and every record. So here you can see for the CRM application, we have the title. You can install it from here, the author, the website, the category of the module, the technical name, the license, and the latest version. And then you have a description for the module here, where you can read what the module does. Okay? So if I go back to my Kanban view, I can also play around with the filter here. So for example, now it's filtered on apps. So if I clear this, I will see a few more modules, and then I can also filter, group by, and create a custom filter. So for example, if I want to see all the modules that are installed, I will click on filter on installed here. It's just one click, and then you can see all the modules that have been installed. So I have only installed social networks, but then you also have all the basic modules that OpenERP needs to work that will be installed at the same time. So here you have some modules for the sign up, the authentication, for the import, the email integration, Google Analytics, web calendar, web diagram, base Kanban. So these are the modules that will actually install the different views in OpenERP. The portal, if you want to have a portal with your customers and vendors, etc., etc. So if you want to see all the modules that have not been installed, you can click on Not Installed, and then you will be able to see the list, well, the Kanban view here of your modules, and then if you switch to the list view, your filter is in, and then you can see the list of all the modules that you have not installed yet. So we will install a few modules together, but let's first go to our user. So for now, we only have one user. It's Alex, myself. And we can see here the details about this user. The company he will use, the language, the time zone, etc. So these are the preferences that we've already seen. And then we have the access rights. So I will, first of all, give the technical features access right to my user, so I will be able to see more things. We don't need anything else for now. If I click on the OpenERP icon here, it will refresh my database. If I go to settings, you can see that since I have the technical settings now, technical features, sorry, I have access to a lot of more things here. For example, I have all the technical section of the settings with the email integration, the user interface, database structure, workflow, sequences, scheduler, parameters, etc. Okay, I also have access to the user group, where I will be able to create user groups with different access rights. So let me go back to the list of modules, and I will now install new modules. Let's imagine I want to use the CRM, Customer Relationship Management, in OpenERP. I will click on Install, wait for a few seconds, and I will be able to use CRM. Alright, cool. So you can see that we have a new button now, actually two new buttons. One for the sales application, because CRM is included in the sales. But you can use CRM without sales. So for now I only have CRM, I don't have the sales application. And then we have reporting, where you will have all the reporting tools for your applications. So now I'm in the CRM. You can see again on the left menu the list of features I have. So I have customers, leads, opportunities, log calls, scheduled calls, the sales team, contact segmentation. So we can also configure and compute segmentation for contacts. Then in address book, you have all the details about the address, etc. The titles, the partners tag. So those are the partners categories. Then under phone calls, you can have categories for phone calls. You also have a configuration for your calendar, and then the configuration for the lead and opportunity, such as the stages, the tags, so the categories, the channels, the campaigns, and the payment mode. So let me first start with a lead. Let's imagine that we received a phone call from a prospect. So we will first of all create a lead for that. So let's say that someone is interested in a screen. Let's say that we're an IT company and we sell computers, screen, keyboard, etc. We don't have any customers for now, except the one that are related to either our company or my user. But we can put a company name, for example. It's going to be John Smith and Sons. The contact name is John Smith. It's a Mr. Email john@smith.com, etc., etc. The salesperson is automatically myself, because I'm the logged in user here. Then you can also give a sales team to this lead, a priority, a category, etc. Under extra info, you also have the status. You can also add a reference for this lead, etc. Okay? So we can save this lead for now, and we can also log the call that we have received. So in this case, we can either schedule a call with John or log a call. Let's say that we already have received the call from John, and we can write a description. So John wants to buy a screen. Okay. So from the lead, I logged the call. Now, if I go to logged calls here, you will be able, of course, to see the call that I logged. You can also modify it, schedule another call, and also schedule a meeting. So let's imagine that we want to have a meeting with John tomorrow. Meeting with John, the attendees. So it's going to be me. Meeting details, description, options. It can be recurrent, so if it's a if it's a regular meeting, you can also set reminders in OpenERP. Showtime as will show how your calendar looks during this meeting. So I want to show my calendar as busy during the meeting, and then I can add John, for example, here, and this will send an email to John to invite John to the meeting. So I can save this. Well, it depends here what you have. But let's first focus on the lead. So let's imagine that we had the meeting with John.
¿Perdón? Todavía. Media horita.
Can you mute if you don't have questions? Otherwise, it's interrupting here. Then let's imagine that we had the meeting with John and he is interested in the screen, so we will convert this lead into an opportunity. So I can either convert it to a new opportunity or merge with an existing opportunity. Let's say that we want to convert this to an opportunity, and we also want to create a new customer. We can also link it to an existing customer or do nothing with the prospect. So in this case, we want to create a new opportunity and create a new customer. So you can see here that we have an opportunity now, and the customer has been automatically created. The email comes from the lead, of course. The salesperson comes from the lead, the sales team too, etc., etc. So here we can have a look at the chatter. So the chatter section that we have on all the records in OpenERP. In this case, for the opportunity, you can see here the list of actions that have been taken for this record. So first of all, the document was created. Then we logged a call, and we can also see the description of the call here. Then we also have a partner that has been created, and the lead has been converted into an opportunity. Under this section here, you can follow and unfollow this record, so this opportunity in this case, and you can also specify for what type of actions you want to be notified. If the opportunity has been won, if it has been lost, discussion. So in this case, we will only get notification for the discussions. If the stage of the opportunity has been changed, if the lead has been created, has been converted to an opportunity, and if a lead has been created. So you can get notifications for different actions regarding the lead and the opportunity. And you can also add a follower. So let me have a look at the customer we have here. So we have a new customer. It's John Smith from the company John Smith & Son, and we have the email address. We can, of course, also add an address, a website, a phone number, a mobile phone number, etc., etc. You can also see sales and purchase, different options. So let me go back to my opportunity, so you can see that from the past here I can go to a customer, come back very easily to the opportunity. Let's assume now that I want to add John Smith as a follower of this opportunity. So whenever something changes on the opportunity for the discussion, for example, I want John Smith to be notified. So here I will look for John Smith. So I can either choose the company or the person. So in this case I will choose John Smith with the right email address, and John Smith will receive an email notifying that he has been invited to follow the opportunity. So let me add John Smith, and you can see that John Smith is now a follower of this opportunity. I can also schedule or log a call from here. I can also schedule a meeting. And I can also change the stage of the opportunity. For example, now, let's say that we send a proposition to John. You can see that we have a new notification in the chatter because the stage has changed. And we have different kind of views for the opportunities. For example, we have the form view here. We also have the list view of opportunities. We have the calendar view. So you can see that today we had one opportunity, and then we have a graph view. So let me now install the sales application of OpenERP, and we will convert this opportunity into a sales order. So let me go to settings. And in modules, I will look for the sales management module, which is here, and I will install it. OpenERP will ask me for some basic information on accounting. So first of all, I will need to choose my accounting package, since in the sales I will need to have invoices, etc. So I need to have a few things with accounting. So I can have either a custom chart of account or a localized chart of account. So you can see here the list of local chart of accounts we have. So we have quite a few countries here. Let's see that let's say that we want to have a custom chart of accounts, and it's for my company. I will choose the currency, the sales tax, purchase tax, and apply. Cool, so now in the sales application I have both sales and CRM. You can see that on top of customer leads and opportunity, I now have quotations and sales orders. I'll also have products, unit of measure, etc., etc. Okay, so let me go back to my opportunity now. You can see here I have the Kanban view for opportunity. From the Kanban view I can the stage of the opportunities. So let's say that we have won this opportunity with John Smith, or we can also say it's in negotiation, so we can change the stage of the opportunity from the Kanban view, and then if I click here on the icon of the opportunity, I will be able to convert it to a quotation now. So let me convert it, and let me mark it as one. The customer is John Smith. You can also create the quotation with the company instead of the person, and let's create my quotation. So I now have a quotation here. You can see the path from the opportunity, someone is interested, blah blah blah. It is now a quotation. So I have all the information here that comes from the opportunity, the customer, the company, etc. So now, let me edit this quotation here, and I will add an item. I will need to create a product, so I can create a product on the fly here. Create a product. It's going to be a screen. It's going to be a consumable, let's say. So we don't have warehouse application yet, so we cannot have a stockable product yet. And the sales price is, let's say, 150. The cost price is 75. We can also give a status to this product. It's normal. We can give a product manager. It's going to be me. Under sales, we can also give some months of warranty for this product. We can write a description, so screen and under accounting, we can also put some taxes that will be automatically applied to this product. So let's save this product now. So you can see that we have the product on the quotation line with the description, the quantity. So let's imagine that John wants to buy 1 or 2 screens at a unit price of 150. Here's the total here. So John will have to pay $300. Other information, I have the salesperson from the opportunity, the sales team, the source document, it's the our first opportunity, etc. So I can confirm the sales now. And of course, John Smith will be notified here by email. So you can see that John Smith is automatically a follower of this quotation, which is now a sales order, and I can create the invoice from the sales order from here. So what do I want to do for the invoice? I can either invoice the whole sales order, I can invoice a percentage, a fixed price, or only some specific order lines. So let's say we want to invoice the whole sales order. and we want to create and view the invoice. So this will create a draft invoice in OpenERP for John Smith for a total of $300. So I can either leave it like this, or I can validate it, and this will create the accounting entries in OpenERP, and then I can also send this invoice by mail to John Smith. So you can see that the email address of John Smith is automatically set here in the recipient, and you can see the mail that John Smith will receive. Hello John Smith, the new invoice is available, etc., etc. The invoice will also be, so a PDF version of the invoice will also be attached to the email. So it's really user friendly for the customer. And if you switch here, you can also see the source of the email. If you want to modify anything in the HTML source code of the email, you can do that too. Or switch back to the user interface. Okay. Send this to John. And then you will be able to register the payment from John when he will pay the invoice. So now if I go to my invoice section here, I can see a list of my customer invoices. I can also have customer refunds, sales receipts, customer payments, and a list of customers, of course, where I will see the company, John Smith and Sons, and John Smith from this company. Same logic goes for suppliers invoice and all the vendor section of your accounting. If I go to reporting, I will be able to see some dashboard for CRM, for example, or sales. This one you can move them, you can delete them, you can create new ones, etc. So this is fully customizable from the user interface. So each user can have different dashboards from here. You also have a list of analysis here, for example, sales analysis, where you will be able to see the list of your sales, and you can group by salesperson, group by partner. So for example, here you will see the salesperson was Alex and the partner is John Smith. You can also filter by only quotation or only sales, the one that has been delivered, and you can create custom filters. So if you create a custom filters here, you will be able to say, for example, I only want to see the sales order where the partner is John. I will apply, and then of course I will see this one. And you will be able to save your filters, so John, sales orders, share with all users, and use it by default. So if I save this and I clear this, I will be able to see my filter automatically here. So that's also really user friendly. You can create new filters and then find them back afterwards. Okay? Then we can also install purchases and warehouse. So if I go back to settings, go to modules, I will look here for purchase management. So you can see purchase management here. I will install it. So I will now be able to buy some stuff from OpenERP. So again, from here you can have quotations or purchase orders. you have a list of your suppliers. Then you have incoming shipment and incoming products for all the incoming stock moves. And then of course you can also define products, etc. So let's now have a look at the warehouse. So we also have a warehouse application here where you can see incoming shipment and delivery orders, and then incoming products and delivered products. So this will be filtered by product here for the second section. Then you can also have physical inventories and scheduler. So you can also have a scheduler if you have stock rules for your product. For example, you can say that you want to manage the stock of your product so that the quantity in stock is always between 10 and 20 pieces, for example. So let me now quickly create a product just to show you an integrated flow with sales, purchase, and warehouse. So let me create a product. It's going to be a computer. And let's imagine that we sell computers that we buy to someone else. So this is going to be a stockable product because we need to manage the stock of this product. The sales price is going to be 300. Procurement, it is make to order. So it means that every time we sell this product, we need to procure it. And we're going to buy it. And we're going to buy it from one of our suppliers. We don't have any suppliers for now, so I will create a supplier on the side, and it's going to be Costco, for example. Let's save this. Let's save and close this. We can have a minimal quantity that we need to buy, and then we also have lead times. And the cost price of this is 200. So we buy it for 200 and we sell it for 300. Under inventory, we don't have anything in stock for this product for now. And then under sales, you can have the warranty, the customer lead time, and under accounting, you can add the taxes as I mentioned before. Okay? So you can see here that as soon as we sell this product, we're going to need to buy it from Costco. So let's save the product. And let's create a sales order or a quotation for this product. So I'm going to sell this product to John. So it's going to be our computer. You can see unit price is 300. We're going to sell 1 unit, let's say. So the total here is 300. So I'm going to confirm this sale. And then I'm going to go to warehouse. I'm going to run the scheduler to automatically trigger the creation of the purchase order. So we told OpenERP that every time we sell this product, we need to buy it from our vendor. So we need to run the scheduler to tell OpenERP, okay, check for all the sales orders and please trigger the creation of the purchase orders. So if I go to purchase now and quotation, you can see that I have 1 quotation here. 1 quotation for a computer, and the cost price is 200 as we specified on the product, and we're going to buy it from Costco. So we can confirm this quotation here, and finally we can receive the product and receive the invoice for this computer. So let's receive the product. We will receive 1 computer in our stock. If I click on the line here, you can see the details of the stock move. And yes, I want to receive it. I can also change the quantity if what you received was different from what you have ordered. Then you will have a back order created if needed. And yeah, Nicolas, I will come back to you in a second. And then I can also return the product to Costco here if there's an issue with the product. I can also pay the invoice to Costco. So if I go to supplier invoice You can see that we have one draft invoice here from Costco for 200, and I will validate it. And finally, I will go back to my sales order. I can either create the invoice or view the delivery order. So let's first create the delivery order here. We can see that we're going to deliver one computer to John, and it's available because we just bought it from Costco. So we can deliver this, change the quantity if something has changed on the way, deliver, and then I can go to invoicing, customer invoice. Sorry, I need first to create this invoice from the sales order, of course. So here, sales, you can see that the status of the sales order is still to invoice. I will create the invoice, create and view it. And then I can validate this invoice to John Smith. Now if I go to warehouse, I can see the list of all the incoming shipments and the delivery orders that I had. So for example, here you can see that we had one delivery order to John Smith and it has been delivered. You can also see that in the calendar view from here, or go back to the list view. From here you can also see the list of your products. So these are the same products as the one we have in sales and in purchase. So Nicolas, you had a question? Go ahead.
I did, thanks. So you set that computer product up as a make to buy,
Make
right?
to order.
Make to order, okay.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Yeah.
If that is something that you actually had in stock, would it just, what would happen if you'd already had a quantity on hand? Like let's say you bought one and it didn't get sold.
Okay, so if you have it on hand, you can take it from the stock and deliver this this item that you had in the stock to your customer.
Okay, so that would still be the designation. You'd still want to designate it as a make to stock, or sorry, make to buy. Or sorry,
so
I lost my train of thought again.
It's so you have a general rule for a product. If it's make to order and buy, it means that you will buy it from your vendor as soon as you need to sell it. So in this case, if you have an item in stock for some reason, but the policy for your product is to buy it, you will need to create the delivery order manually, for example, or simply in the delivery order, you will specify that it needs to come from your stock.
Okay, got it. So in general, you would only pick make to stock if it's your policy to stock it at a certain level at all times.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, you choose a make to order, and even if you have some in stock, you can still deliver those first before you order again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Great. Thanks.
Sure. Okay, we only have 3 minutes left actually, so I think it's time for questions. If some of you have other questions, go ahead. Any question? No? Okay. Then let me have a look, or otherwise just interrupt me if you have a question. Otherwise, for the 2 minutes that we have left, I'm going to see other modules that we can have a look at. Accounting and finance, for example. If I install this one, it will install more features in the accounting application. So you can see that I have, instead of invoicing now, I have accounting. And you will see a bunch of stuff here. The customer section with customer invoices reference as we've seen before. The same for the vendors. Bank and cash with bank statements. So you can also create bank statement and reconcile them with your invoices in OpenERP. cash registers if you want to manage cash in OpenERP, journal items, journal entries. So for example here, I have a few journal entries that have been created from the invoice that I created before. So here I have 2 invoices to John Smith and 1 from Costco. So if I look at the second invoice to John Smith, you can see that it has been booked in the sales journal on the 22nd of May, and the reference is the sales order number 2. And you can see here the detail of the journal items that have been created with this invoice. So you can see here that we have a debit of our account receivable account and a credit of the income account for this product. And the partner, the related partner is John Smith, of course. Then after, if John Smith pays the invoice, we'll create a customer payment in OpenERP, and this customer payment will be reconciled with the account receivable of the invoice, of course.
Yeah.
So on the journal items, you can see the details of the journal entries. By journal, for example, on the sales journal here, we have the 4 journal items of the invoices that we had. So we had 2 sales invoices, so 2 journal items per invoice. And then we also have purchase journal, 2 journal items for the 1 purchase invoice we had. Then we have our chart of accounts. So you can see here the balance sheet and the income statement with all the accounts we have. Then you can click on each and every account and see the journal entries, the journal items, sorry, that you have for this account. We also have the chart of taxes. We also have a section for reconciliation, so you can either reconcile invoices with payment or bank statement manually or automatically. We have the legal reports, for example, the balance sheet. So you can generate the balance sheet here. You can have different filters. You can filter by date or by period, and print the balance sheet, and this will give you a PDF file. Of your balance sheet, and you can see here, of course, now it's really basic because we didn't have much, we didn't have many transactions. And then under configuration, you can also see the list of your accounts. So you can also see your chart of account from here, and from here you can also modify it. So for example, if I want to change, I don't like this, I don't like debtors, it should be accounts receivable. So I'm going to change this, account receivable, and I can change the name of my account, and you can see that I have the new name now. Same for this one, for example, that would be account payable, and I can save it. Then you can also define taxes. So we have a few default taxes in OpenERP. You can define new ones, of course. You can attach these taxes to products so that they will be automatically applied when you use the product, so when you buy or when you sell the product. And then you can also define your financial reports yourself. Okay, and then under reporting, you will have more sections now. Of course, you will have also the dashboard for accounting, for example, with the expense, income, payable, receivable. Dashboard for warehouse with the incoming products, outgoing products, procurement in exceptions, and then the dashboard for purchase. With the list of requests for quotation, we have none now because the only one we had has been converted to purchase order, and then you can also see the monthly purchase by product category. So you can see that in May here we have purchased for $200 in the category all products. Alright, so I think we're reaching the end of the demo. Any last minute questions? I guess that's a no. Anyway, if you have any question, you can send an email to info@openerp.com, and also feel free to check the next event we have. We will have a bunch of other webinars in the coming weeks and in the coming months. So you're all welcome to register and participate in any upcoming events. So thanks a lot for your attention, and well, I hope we'll be talking to you soon again. Bye-bye.